Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Talk Design. I'm just waiting for our guest to join us. We'll be talking about how stones can be used to create luxury contemporary interior spaces. And we have Natasha Agarwal from Studio NACL based out of Mumbai joining us shortly. So just hang in there, get your questions ready. You can drop in your questions in the comment box, or you can use the question mark symbol right at the bottom. We'll be starting any minute. I'm just waiting for, yeah, there she is. Hi.
Hi, Tanya.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? I'm audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Thanks.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us in the next series of Let's Talk Design by Class Marble. We'll be talking about using stones to create luxury interior spaces, and I'll quickly give you an introduction for the audience. NACL is a multidisciplinary interior design studio founded by Natasha Agarwal. The studio focuses on creating spaces that capture the spirit of the client and the essence of the space. It is Natasha's profound love for all things design that led her to a career in interior design. She then went on to study business management before completely immersing herself into the world of design through her practice, NACL. Natasha has won the 40 Under 40 Young Interior Designers Award and has been a finalist at the Times She Women Entrepreneur 2020 Award in the Home and Living section. Her work has been recognized by Triple ID, House, and many design journals in both India and abroad. So welcome to Let's Talk Design, Natasha. It's an absolute pleasure to be speaking to you.
Thank you, Tanya. That was a great introduction. I'm flattered, but yeah, thank you so much. And I'm happy to be part of this today.
Yes, we look forward to your insight on what all we can do with stone and the wonders of stone. So we usually try and keep the conversation to about less than 30 minutes. I'll ask you 5 to 6
Okay.
questions and then we'll close with a final statement from you. So
Sure.
we all know that stone is a really versatile material and it blends in very well with other materials too. Sometimes in a complementary manner and sometimes in a contrasting manner. So while designing luxury spaces, what are the materials that you have sort of played around with when it comes to using stone?
So honestly, stone is a material that is so versatile, like you rightly mentioned, that I think any material can be complemented with it as long as it's used correctly. Because I feel stone is something that you need even for the basic construction, not just for the finishing surfaces. But I think the most complementing material that goes with stone is wood, because stone being a very hard surface material with a lot of glossy textures to it, wood brings in the warmth that is required to kind of complement and tone down the entire house in terms of making it more cozy and more welcoming. So I think wood would be the most aesthetically complementing material for stone. Having said that, I don't think so that any material does not work with stone, whether it is metal or it is even like a polished surface, like a PU polished surface or glass or any of them. As long as you use it correctly, I think anything works with stone. So there is no limitation when it comes to this kind of a material. It is just a matter of playing with the right textures and the right finishes to achieve the design that you want.
Right. So when you work with stone, right? I mean, there's so many varieties that are available. What is it that defines your choice of stone? Is it texture? Is it finishing? What are the characteristics that you look for?
So I think before looking at the characteristics of the stone, we need to see where this material is being used. Whether we want to use it on a flooring, whether we want to use it for cladding, or we want to make it a highlight in a particular space, or even for that matter, use it on a furniture piece. So once we are able to shortlist as to where that material is going to be used, we will decide then what needs to be followed. So if it's being used in a flooring, stone has a lot of its characteristics. Like you can get a soft stone or a hard stone. So a hard stone usually we use for flooring. So which is why I'll end up selecting from that particular lot of marbles that are there for flooring. Versus if I'm going for a cladding material, stone to be used on cladding, then I could go for a wide variety, which could also be like statement pieces, which have a lot of color and graphic and the veins that are running across the entire stone. So it purely depends on where we want to use it. And post, once you decide the characteristic of the stone and the placement, you decide what finishes you need. So yeah, I think those are the primary factors that you look at to really finalize what you want to use.
Could you share?
I wouldn't really jot down on one particular element for every project of mine.
Yeah. Could you share some examples of, for example, how
So,
specific to cladding or something for flooring and so on and so forth?
so for example, recently we did a lobby project, a building lobby project. We've used marble on the floor as well as the walls. So even though I wanted to create a monolithic feel to the entire space, I was restricted with the kind of marble to use because, for example, there's this marble called Serpajante. That is a very soft marble. If I use it on the floor, it will crack instantly, or it probably won't be durable for a long period of time, which is why I was restricted to use that on the wall rather than using it on the flooring itself. Another example could be like if I want to highlight, say, a particular wall in the living room, you get a lot of these decorative marbles in the market right now, which have multicolors to them, which would be a mix of green and black and gray with a lot of veins running across. And we want to highlight a particular wall, then I would go choose that versus using the same marble on the flooring would create a lot of pattern and a lot of distraction to the whole design. So that's exactly how we would end up choosing the correct marble for a particular site.
Right, right. So that sounds very interesting. Could you talk about one sort of unique stone that you use somewhere, which you thought that, okay, typically we all think that, okay, this color will not work in this type of a space, or this sort of stone will not work in this type of space, or this cannot be used for cladding. But
So
I think sometimes, you experience something that is unique and you yourself are surprised at the versatility of stone.
So honestly, I think something unique, what I did is that in one of my projects, instead of using one particular marble, I used a mix of multiple marbles and created a pattern out of that. So, because I was not getting the right kind of stone and the right kind of color that I required. So instead of hunting for the right option and knowing that the options are going to be limited after a period of point, so I had to take multiple slabs. So I had taken like a brown Armani, a Makina, a black Makina, and a white marble, and created a pattern out of these three marbles and clad them on the wall. So I think these are the unique ways where we don't have to restrict as to what's available in the market. You can create your own designs with what is available rather than just simply cladding them on the walls or on the floor. And that makes it more unique to the particular house and to that particular client. So you know that if the same marble is used by some other client, it will not have the same effect because we've treated it differently. So that is one of the ways. And another interesting thing is that you have marble as well as you have stones, which are your limestones and your sandstones. Now, these stones are very versatile in general. Like you get that rough finish, you get the very natural look to it, which I think work wonderfully in a glossy finish as well as in a textured finish, like in a honed or a hammered effect. Just laying the two of them together. Tanya, did I lose you?
No, no, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Did I lose you? I
Oh, can you
think it
hear me?
stopped.
I'm right here. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, it was just
It just froze at
okay.
the moment. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Can you hear?
so I was talking about natural stones, be it like a kota or a limestone or a sandstone. These are the kind of stones which have a very natural texture to it versus a marble, which is more on the glossy side, which have a lot of character in terms of veins and colors. So when it comes to limestones, I think they have so much character just by changing the texture, like whether it is a glossy surface or a honed finish, you really get a completely different aspect to the entire material just by changing the texture or doing some kind of treatment on it. So, like in one of our projects that we are doing, which is a weekend home, we are using the entire flooring of the house has been done in limestone, and all we've done is played with colors and use one single finish with just played with colors and created an entire pattern in the house, which I think is going to look stunning. Like it's still work in progress, but yeah, that's something unique that we tried to do with what we had in hand.
Right, great. Sounds very interesting. So you do a lot of luxury homes. What are the trends these days when it comes to stone and when it comes to flooring in luxury homes?
I think when it comes to stones, or rather when it comes to flooring, I think one trend which will never die is that to use marble in bathrooms, because not just because it looks great, but also because it's really durable. So it's a no-brainer that marble is never dying uh, forever, because that's something that's just going to work for everyone. Of course, if you have the budget. If you also notice that there are a lot of tiles that have come in the market which have the stone finish to it. So at the end of the day, people do want the stone looking feel to the space, even if it is not the actual material, because they know that this is something that is not just durable, but is also aesthetically pleasing for a larger period of time. And so that's one trend. And another trend I see is that stone or marble being used a lot in furniture now. Like a lot of cabinet shutters are being made in marble, which I think is a very interesting way of dealing with it, because it kind of gives a monolithic feel to the entire furniture piece, rather than, treating the marble and treating the walls and the floor in marble and then having wood furniture. I think that interesting technical detail that we have been able to achieve of late is a really great trend, and it's really catching on as well. So that's something I think we'll be seeing a lot more of.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. When it comes to a sort of innovation in stone, and you just mentioned, right, this whole kind of, let's say, furniture and stone.
Yeah.
Could you maybe share some insight into how you have used stone and where you have used stone apart from the traditional sort of flooring and walls? Or maybe you did some accessories or
So,
something.
like I previously mentioned, in fact, in one of our recent projects, we are using the same technique of cladding our shutters with stone, like creating an entire TV unit from the top to the sides. The shutters completely done in stone or marble. And we are playing a lot with textures rather than just simply polished stone or marble. Like we have been going for this, there are these textures that have come in the market, which is called a finish to a granite. Granite is something that people usually think you use on kitchen countertops. You don't really think of using it something as a decorative material. But that is something we've been trying to use in one of our sites, where using as a cladding material just all thanks to the R&D that I've been doing to achieve these kind of finishes. So yeah. And I did mention
Okay.
about the whole weekend home where we're using quota in various ways. So these are just different ways that people can use it across the house.
Right. Thank you. My last question to you is, so we see in your projects that you use a lot of subtle and light colors, such as white, to
Yeah.
create the openness and make it sort of look very calm and peaceful. How do you think stone helps in sort of complementing your own style and your own sort of design approach in projects?
So again, it's just a right mix of using multiple materials and knowing how to use it correctly. Like everything has to be used in moderation. I cannot just expect everything to be clad in stone or everything to be in wood, because after a point it gets really monotonous and you get the it's simply about defining what the style is, defining what kind of color scheme we want, and on the basis of the client's budget, of course, which is very important because stone is not a material that can be easily affordable for everybody. But we try to incorporate, if not on larger, like if the budget is not too much, I would try to incorporate in smaller elements, being like an accessory or a tabletop. And if we do have the budget, then I would definitely try to go a little more extravagant when it comes to cladding or trying to create patterns on the floor to highlight a particular area. So it's all about using it in moderation and creating that space that you have imagined for the client.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. This was super useful. We'll now come to the sort of end of this, conversation. We have two very simple, statements that we want from you. One is, if you had to pick one stone that completely resonates your personality and who you are, what would that stone be?
So I love gray, but I think when it comes to stone, I love the black machina. I think it looks stunning. And even though it's a really dark material, even if I can use it in every project of mine, I'll try to use it in bits and pieces, if not all over. But I think the black machina looks stunning according to me because it just brings every other element. It stands out. Like even if I just have a white shell with a black floor, I think that just says it all. So that's kind of one of the stones that I really love.
Okay, great. And
Yeah.
as you know, the series is called Let's Talk Design. So if you had to say one thing as a design tip to our audience, hashtag Let's Talk Design, what would that be, about stone?
About stone. Um, I think just experiment because it's such a versatile material that anything you do is going to look great in it. So don't restrict yourselves because stone is just going to make everything look like magic at your side. So yeah,
It's really nice.
experimentation is the key word. Yeah.
That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you for such nice thoughts. A class this year is celebrating 50 years of being in the industry, and they're extremely glad that you've been a part of this journey. This entire series is called Let's Talk Design. It's celebratory. The idea is to bring the design community together to celebrate stone. So on your behalf, they'll be planting a tree and they'll be sending you a certificate. So thank you so much
Thank you.
for
That
the A-class journey and good luck.
Thank you so much for this, and I wish A class congratulations and all the best. And this was a really fun session.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
thanks. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
luck. Bye.